Over the first half of 2023, there have been many judo tournaments and a huge number of different encounters. There have been many quite high-profile sensations, quite unique and scandalous cases. Today we will look at these sometimes egregious moments in our favorite judo. Rate this video, write comments and ideas for the next video. We are starting and I wish you an enjoyable viewing experience. The first incident happened at a tournament in the Portugal Grand Prix in January this year. Quarterfinal of the competition in Portugal between Otkusetsan Senjul in white kimono and Saba Inanishvili in blue kimono. I think these guys could be considered one of the main favorites to win a medal of the tournament. I don't know in what place something went wrong, but already here on the footage you can see quite an aggressive fight. And here is the episode that may have been the turning point in this match. Judoka falls into the parter. Otkusetsan Senjul tries to get a takedown for a choke hold, and the referee commands mate. The judoka in white sits down on Saba Inanishvili and as if he is not going to get up. The Georgian did not like this gesture and decided to throw his opponent down. As you can see, judokas exchanged insults and shook hands. I thought that the conflict was over after that, but this is a fight, and the emotions are running high. And in this episode, Saba opens the scoring on a wazari, and here he earns his second score and wins convincingly. And here we see a repeat of the previous situation. What happened between judokas, I personally do not know, but you can write your opinion on this situation in the comments. Grand Slam in Paris this February. The first round of the weight category up to 52 kilograms between Adrian Abelkadirova in white kimono and Charlene Van Snick in blue. The bout was quite active from the very beginning. Though the representative of Kazakhstan was more active, the experienced athlete from Belgium confidently kept on her feet and blocked all attacks of her opponent. In this episode, the fight went to the floor, where Charlene Van Snick pulled out the arm of the representative of Kazakhstan and went to the painful Tatami. The referee does not see and does not record the fact of surrender. Not thinking long, Abelkadirova decides to bite Charlene Van Snick to let her go. This is how Adrian decided to get through to the referee or her opponent in the first place. This is a clear example that you need to be more careful in such moments, because a split second and the athlete can get a serious injury. The Golden Bout of the World Championship in Doha in the category over 100 kilograms. I think this fight people will never forget, or rather not the bout itself, but its outcome. On the tatami, Teddy Riner in white kimono and Inul Tosoev in blue. Both judokas reached the final, and here it is the long-awaited Golden Bout. Riner dominated the entire bout in his classic way, getting the top takedown and controlling his opponent. There were also attempts to go for underhooks. Tosoev tried to stop the representative of France from this position, and he did it repeatedly and with the same technique. Here you can see how many times in a row Riner could fall on the counter-reception, and it was obvious that he was working for the third Shido punishment for Tosoev, as Riner's attacks all went to the block, if to put it in boxing terms. And here's where Riner goes in for the millionth time for a takedown, and he's counterattacked by Tosoev. That's the cleanest score, although the judges don't give it. You probably know what happened afterwards. The head of the judging commission said that the score was not given because it was not a judo technique, although similar techniques were evaluated. Nevertheless, in this situation the assessment was given after some time and Tosoev was awarded a gold medal like Teddy Riner. But immediately after the bout, Tosoev was not graded. Riner dropped Tosoev, and once again in his career he became world champion. Grand Slam in Antalya 2023. The quarterfinals of the tournament, Olympic champion and world champion Rafaela Silva against world champion and Olympic bronze medalist Daria Bylovskaya, to titled athletes on the tatami. And you can see that the bout was active and aggressive from the very beginning. Bylovskaya didn't want to concede a centimeter on the tatami. She wanted to win and start gaining momentum in her new weight class. In the same episode, Daria got her left clinch in and tried to throw her Brazilian opponent. Here again the left hand plus the ouchigari, all in the classics. Here Rafaela Silva tries to counterattack the Ukrainian, but Daria controlled this episode and was close to throwing. Daria Bylovskaya takes the takedown very well and tries to clock Rafaela Silva with her legs, but Rafaela stands well on her feet. This is where Bylovskaya already seemed to have earned a mark, and the referee even gave a wazari. The dynamic really seemed to make the grade, but Silva was in a lying position in the parterre, from where the Ukrainian picked her up and threw her. That kind of thing is not scored. Let's look further. Here Daria was extremely close to throwing Rafaela Silva already with the help of a pickup, but the representative of Brazil again avoided a fall on the assessment. Here already Daria by-loaded throws Silva to a pawn, but it was after mate's command. And the main question, what can end such a fiery confrontation? A cool throw or a hold? No, disqualification of the athlete. In this episode, the Ukrainian gets Hanso Kumake for moving against the elbow joint, and she is removed from the tournament. A very controversial world championship bout between Nisa Takato and Turan Bayramov. Literally at the beginning of the fight there is an episode like this. The fact that Takato falls on his full back, it is undoubtedly, and can be seen with the naked eye. But the question is whether it counts as a throw. There was an escort control from the Azerbaijani, but on the other hand there was no movement with the legs from the wrestler in blue. Perhaps this was the key factor when the judges made their verdict. I think that if Bayramov had kicked out Takato's leg, the score would have been 100%. However, Takato's name worked for him and the judges didn't give a score. It happens, outstanding athletes have always been helped, are being helped and will continue to be helped. Semi-final of the Masters tournament in Budapest. Weight category up to 66 kilograms. World Championship winner Denis Viru and European champion Bogden Yedov. The confrontation, which is slowly becoming a classic in this weight, and each time the Ukrainian is getting closer and closer to victory over Denis Viru. In the very debut of the meeting there is such an episode. In the dynamics it would seem to be pure upon, but the referee does not give an assessment. Do you think there was an evaluation or not? In my personal opinion, the only reason why a pawn was not given is that it was not a judo technique from the Judokan section. But then again, they gave marks for similar techniques at the European Junior Tournament, which was recently held in Maribor, Slovenia. At the very least, if not graded, they could have given Judo for Viru's hand grabbing Bogden Yedov's leg. As a result, no evaluation and no Judo, and the winner of the match was Denis Viru. Joshiro Mariyama vs Aumi bout in the finals of the World Championships in Doha. Honestly, I wasn't planning on adding this bout to this video, but this final was very interesting. Mariyama was very active, going in for his takedowns and looked extremely motivated. Aumi in turn looked like a true Olympic champion, standing firmly on his own 2 feet. Here Joshiro was already trying to apply his favorite underhook. And now to more takedown attempts from Mariyama again, but Aumi is very confident on his feet and waiting for that takedown. Here Joshiro was already very aggressively trying to literally choke Aumi, but it was to no avail. In this episode, Mariyama earns his 3rd Judo and 2nd place in the World Championship. Seems like the weirdest possible Judo for a passive to me, yet Aumi defends his title and becomes world champion once again. And as a bonus I'm adding this episode, the semi-finals of the same World Championship, Aumi vs Walid Kiar. Aumi drops the French representative on Nippon in 30 seconds and advances to the finals, but from this angle it looked like Aumi's earpiece fell out, which means automatic disqualification. This topic has gotten a lot of discussion, but Aumi himself and the Judo Federation and photographers posted that it was not an earpiece, but a band-aid that fell off Aumi's fingers during the throw, a patch that looked very much like a wireless earpiece.